Hey there, water signs! Welcome to your past life reading. So this is going to be for Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, and we're going to take a look at who you were in a past life and how that is affecting your life right now, okay, this lifetime. So keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone. You may want to check out your other elements if this one doesn't resonate, but definitely smash like button and subscribe if you haven't already if it does. And let's see here, let's pull some traits. We already have there some important dates and places that were relevant for you in this past life. Let's see what else we have here for you. For my water signs, woo, that's a lot. We're going to take the ones that flipped. Okay, so let's see here. For private readings, the link is also going to be down below, by the way. So for the dates and places, we have World War II. That was a significant timeline for you. And we also have, so we don't have any places for you, actually. We also have European Renaissance, which is actually pretty far away from this one. So we could be dealing here with two different past lives, because it is a lot of you. So you could have had a very similar life, but at different lifetimes. Obviously, you could have lived in both of these times. And you could have had, you could have gone through the same type of lessons, through the same type of challenges, same type of relationships, because you possibly couldn't break the cycles. And if this is showing up, has something relevant for you right now, it's because probably, I wouldn't be surprised if, for example, if you would find that this lifetime was actually very similar to the one that you're living now, or that some of the patterns, some of these cycles that you experienced in this past life are actually repeating themselves right now, okay? So let's see here what we have. So we have attitude. I kind of feel like we're a fire sign. We also have listen, 45 to 50. That could have been a significant age. Or kind of timeline here, because we do have that 45 of 1945. We also have that 50 over there. I mean, we have a very strong timeline there from 1450 to 1600, but we also have Taurus, so maybe not a fire sign, but we also have outgoing and player. I do feel like you could have been like an Aries Taurus or something like that. I do feel like you were loyal to the people that you wanted to be loyal with, honestly, and like to those that you didn't find that interesting, or you didn't find that you could get anything in return, you weren't that loyal to. And I kind of feel like possibly when it came to romantic relationships, you had a hard time to settle down, because I feel like maybe like your first love or your first experiences with love, even in family environments, maybe they weren't the best. And so I feel like that created this belief in you of like, you know what, love is not worth it. So you probably, I do, especially with this player, I do think you had a lot of sex, but it was just that, I don't think that you would take it very seriously. I feel like you were like a very casual person, especially with this outgoing. I feel like you had a lot of friends and you would meet people very easily. I also feel like you were like super flirty, but I don't think you settled down. I also feel that you could do something when it comes to career with this listen. Is giving me this vibe of like maybe your career was related with something around listening. I kind of feel like you would get information by like keeping your ears up, and really trying to figure out, okay, what is that person saying? How can I use that information? Maybe you dealt a lot with information. Maybe you were like, I'm hearing journalist. Maybe you were like a journalist, especially during that World War II. Maybe you would do some sort of work with that. And I don't know, just like spreading the news, something like that. But let's see here. Let's pull some tarot to figure out who you were. All right. For my water signs. So you were a lady, because we have this Queen of Wands here. And for who you, wow, Queen of Swords for who you were. My God. I really like this, because you have like Queen and King of Swords. It's almost like you were, I don't know, I feel like you were both energies, your divine masculine and divine feminine. They were pretty balanced, I feel, in this past life, because you, in your day-to-day life, you possibly were very like feminine women, and you were really with yourself, and you, again, possibly you would listen a lot. But when it came to career, I feel like you were really like stepping into your power, and you were really I don't know, like in charge, maybe you were kind of a supervisor or something. and you were in a higher rank in your career, but I really feel like people looked up to you. But let's get started here with this Queen of Swords on who you were. So with that attitude and Queen of Swords, man, the Queen of Swords sometimes can be a little bit bitchy. Not that you were like bitchy, but I do feel like maybe I feel like you were very straightforward. I don't think that you would measure your words, I feel like whatever you had to say, you would say it. And sometimes people would see that as like something bad. I just think that you were brutally honest, and some people couldn't really deal with that. And I feel like that's why you're also so respected in your career. It's because you were not afraid to speak your mind. You were not afraid to like say whatever you had to say. If people liked it, they liked it. If people didn't like it, you didn't care. You were just doing your job, and you were doing what was asked of you. And we also have this complacency in soulmate. I do feel like, again, I feel like why you were, especially with this trickery, I feel like why you had this view of love of like, maybe it's not even worth it. Maybe I shouldn't really put in any effort in relationships, in love relationships specifically. It's because I do feel like you may have lost someone very soon. It's like it was the love of your life. You loved each other madly. Maybe in World War II, or in some sort of war or something like that happened during European Renaissance. And I feel like after that, you couldn't really love anyone else, talking about that Four of Swords already. But I really feel like after that, you really put love aside, and it was like, I have my needs. I have to go take care of them. But more than that, I'm not really going to dive into anything else. And I feel like because of it, you may have grown a little bit cold, and you could possibly push people away a little bit. I do feel like you had, we're moving way ahead already into relationships, but I actually feel like you had like a very close friend, but it wasn't near you. It was probably at a distance. And because of it, you were even colder, because the people that truly understood you, they were either, they either passed away or they were really far. And I feel like that was so hard for you. And that's why I feel like you chose to focus on your career, and you chose to focus on yourself, and I feel like you had a hard time kind of moving forward, and that was actually with the world here. This is your challenge, and what is still affecting you in this lifetime that you kind of need, the cycle that you kind of need to break. And with the world here is, the world talks about endings and beginnings, right? And so I feel like there could have been a situation in your life, take it as career, as love, take it however resonates for you right now, but there could be a situation here in your life that kind of ended abruptly and possibly very soon. And it's like, man, but we could have had more. We could have built more. And what if that was all it was? What if that person's purpose was done? And now you're actually being able to create a whole new beginning, a whole new story for yourself that is going to be longer, and it's going to be more fulfilling, and it's going to be more than what that first situation could have brought you, even if you did think that first love was the love of your life, maybe there was another love of your life. Maybe there was another soulmate, right? Right now, maybe you think that someone is the love of your life or was the love of your life. And what if there is something out there better for you? What if there is a new beginning out there for you? And even if you don't think that, you've met the love of your life and that ex or whatever was really the thing, maybe you're still holding on to the pain that brought. Maybe you're still holding on to, but if I go back into love, then I'm going to get hurt again and things are going to be awful again. What if you can actually rewrite your story? What if you can actually start a new chapter here for yourself? So that is your challenge here in this past life, but also in this lifetime. And it's all about new beginnings. It's all about embracing the new, embracing what you can create with your life, okay? So moving here into career, we have the King of Swords. And I actually feel like that is also related here with this Eight of Wands in your accomplishments, the things that you've learned in this past life that are helping you and supporting you now in this lifetime. And it is all about communication. More than communication, I do feel like it has to do with that listening. It's like that thing of speaking bluntly and speaking clearly. You knew what you had to speak. You knew what you had to say. You knew how you had to say it. Even though it didn't really satisfy everyone, even though not everyone liked it, but you knew you had to do it. And I feel like your communication skills are pretty good, but maybe they are kind of a little bit smothered. Maybe you don't really believe in those communication skills, but they are really good, especially your listening skills. And I feel like a great speaker is made by a good listener. And a good listener is not always made by a good speaker. And I really feel like you have such good listening skills that make you a great speaker, because you know when to talk, you know when not to talk. And I feel like that was what brought you to this place of power and what made people respect you so much. And I also feel like you always had like very good information, and you always had like very good advice. And so people would look out to you. And yeah, we have the power card over there. So you were definitely in a position of power. And I definitely feel like people would seek you out to ask for guidance, ask for advice. Like, what do you think I should do here? Because with this discernment, it's like you always knew what you had to do. You always knew what was the right thing to do and how to move things forward in a certain situation, how to approach things. And I really feel like you were not afraid to tell people, hey, that is not going to work. You should just move on and find something new to do. You were not afraid to say that. And I feel like that's why people valued you so much. And I do feel like you were pretty powerful. You were pretty abundant and prosperous. I feel like you were doing pretty good when it came to that. And yeah, I also feel like people were a little bit intimidated by you because, I mean, in any of these times, like women were not used to being in a position of power, but you were. And so I feel like people were a little bit afraid of that and intimidated by that. But I don't think you give a shit. So you just went with it and you just did it anyways. And I feel like you were pretty successful because of it. So let's get here into your relationships. With love, we have that Four of Swords, and we have this thankfulness for understanding. I really feel that there was something here that I feel like it was beautiful. I feel like it was something amazing. I feel like it was everything you've always asked for. I really feel like it was your person, you know, or at least you thought it that way, you saw it that way. And I feel like you just got each other. We even have here this honeysuckle, domestic happiness and devoted affection. I really feel like you were so devoted to this person. You were so devoted to this relationship, and they were devoted to you too. But I really feel like, I feel like this person passed away very, very recently, very soon in their life. And in your relationship, and things never really got to develop from that. And I don't think that you ever got over it, and it always weighed heavy on your heart. And so from that point forward, Four of Swords, no, lack of movement, right? Nothing was really happening there. So I really feel like you had a love, and then after that, it was just like nothing. It was basically just passionate attraction for other people, but nothing more than that. So I don't think you ever really settled down. And that could also, with this world, it could also be your challenge in this lifetime. If you find that you have a little bit of a hard time settling down, then that is also a pattern for you to break. You know, just because you were hurt in the past, it doesn't mean that the next person is going to hurt you again, right? And the things are going to repeat itself, because everyone has a different purpose in your life. And maybe that person's purpose was really short. It was meant to be short, you know. And there is someone out there that has a bigger and longer purpose in your life, okay? So when it came to family, we have the Ace of Wands. We also have sweet thoughts and cheerfulness here. Anticipation. I kind of feel like you, I get this feeling that you were like an only child for a very long time. And then like out of the blue, boom, you had a sibling. And I feel like it was really weird for you, but I also feel like it was very good, because I feel like your sibling showed up at a time that you needed them. It was probably correlated with this passing away of that lover. And I feel like you really, really needed that, because I feel like it kind of brought a little bit of light into your life, and of life into your life. And I really feel like you had a beautiful connection with both that sibling and your parents. I feel like you were really close, and maybe that sibling actually turned out to be that great friend, because I do feel like your family could be a little bit at a distance, but I feel like it was just a sweet and awesome family. and I feel like you had a lot of great memories with one another or with each other, and I feel like it was full with love. I feel like it was really, really beautiful. So talking about here of friendships, let's take a look at that Two of Wands. We have elegance and patience. See, with that patience thing, it's really about that distance, first emotions of love. Oh my, so that best friend, man, I feel like it wasn't necessarily like a lonely life, but I feel like it wasn't easy because it's almost like that lover, I feel like it was your best friend, and then they passed away, and then your best friend was at a distance, and I feel like it was always so tough for you because I feel like you could have had like a little bit of abandonment issues, and if you resonate with that, then maybe that is still something for you to kind of overcome. Is that I feel like you were waiting for the next person to walk out of your life, so might as well not make any friends, not make any new connections, or invest yourself in any relationships because people are just going to walk away from you. And I feel like this friend, they didn't want to do that, but I feel like, life happens and things just turned out to be that way. But I feel like, I don't know, I see like a very, I don't want to say lonely person because I feel like you liked your own company, but I feel like sometimes you lacked relationships, especially because I feel like then family was also far away and it just turned out to be a little bit lonely. But I do feel like, this friend, I feel like you could have met like during childhood, not only this lover, I feel like you had another friend from that, and you met like from childhood or from a very early age, and you were always connected. And I feel like you would write to each other a lot. And that's also why the patience is here. It's because you always had to wait for the other person's letter to come forward, to then you would write your letter and send it to them, and everything. And I feel like it was a little bit tiring, but I feel like you had a great connection, and I feel like they would also advise you a lot. And it was like you would consult one another whenever you were going through some sort of change, some sort of struggle or anything like that. You would always ask for advice from that person. I feel like in your later years, you could have actually went to travel to see that person, and you could have actually died next to them. And I feel like those were actually your happiest years. I feel like that was actually when I feel like you started to come alive again. I feel like that is when you started to see beauty in the world again, because I feel like you started to, I'm not alone after all, and I can actually have someone to lean on. And I feel like that was something that helped you connect with your heart again and to believe in love again. But I feel like not long after that, you may have died. So, yeah. But let's see here. Let's get a little more clarification for that world, for your struggles and challenges. So we have, wow, look at that. We have death. Incredible. So, not incredible. It's just incredible that it is what we were talking about. I really feel like you had a little bit of a struggle with people leaving you behind, and with things ending. Maybe you had a little bit of struggle with change and with transformation in your life, because both of those cards are about change and endings and transformation. And I feel like that is something that you may still need to take a look into, that is still haunting you a little bit. So where are you craving for change? Where do you need to leave the past and start something new and invest in something new, invest in new beginnings? Where are you avoiding that a little bit? Where are you letting your past hold you back? Okay, and start moving towards it. And here in your accomplishments, yeah, we have the Page of Wands, clarifying that 8 of Wands. So I really feel like you were really witty. You were really smart, and oh, look at that. Don't let your past hold you back. That was in the break shuffle. But I feel like you were really witty, and I feel like you still are. And I feel like you actually are very creative, and you were too. And I really feel like when children, I feel like you had the honesty of a child, because when children, it's like you ask them something and they answer it with like full honesty because they don't see any harm in doing so, even if it's something that they should not say. I feel like you were like that, not only as a child, but as an adult, you know. But as an adult, maybe because people were not used to that, they were used to like being beating around the bush, you know, and not really being straightforward. And so people would end up seeing you cold, but you really weren't. I really don't think you were. But that is actually one of your biggest accomplishments, one of your biggest skills that you still have, and it's great if you use it, because I feel like it's going to bring a lot of stuff into your advantage. So don't be afraid to speak your truth, even if people don't like it, okay? Because normally people don't like truth. So yeah, but let's see here. Let's pull some advice to finish this up and see how you can, what do you need? Wow, look at that. To see what you need to do, what the universe wants you to know. So we have prosperity lies ahead. Nice. So maybe that change could be around career, and there is a change that you need to make that is going to lead to prosperity, you know. The energy is gaining momentum, beautiful. The emotions are running high. A fiery climax approaches, and let's get one more. You are good enough. Look at that. Adjustments are required. So I definitely feel that there is something here, possibly it is related with career, that needs a little bit of an adjustment, needs a little bit of a change. And I really feel like the tension, the heartache, the heaviness, that is coming to an end. And in this new beginning, you are actually able to relax. You are actually able to receive what you deserve. And maybe to receive even much more than what you're getting now. So don't be afraid to go out there, be bold, and explore the world, explore your options, explore your life, explore your career, and let your heart guide you. Emotions are running high, because I feel like that was something that you were lacking a little bit in this past life, was that I feel like you would block your heart and you would block your emotions. Like, no, I'm not going to let any of that get in the way. And so I feel like you were very mental, you know, you would think things out, you would rationalize everything. And I feel like it's time for you to get out a little bit from that. You are a water sign, you know, water is the symbol of emotions and everything. So connect with those emotions. Those emotions are not a curse. They are actually a gift for you to connect with your body, for you to connect with your soul, and for you to guide yourself through this world. Okay, so use it in your advantage. And don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to speak your truth and to do what you want. Okay, because that is going to take you pretty damn far. All right. So, my water signs, this is what I have for you. I hope it resonated. I hope it helped. If it did, don't forget to smash the like button and to subscribe if you haven't already. And for private readings, the link is going to be down below. I do have a 5-year journal in case you're interested in that. That is going to be the first link in the description box. And yeah, that is it. So, I love you very much. I wish you the freaking best, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.